Hello everyone, nice to have you all back for another episode of our 107 channel. Today's topic: check the fuel pump relay for malfunctioning. For this I choose a W126 M110 engine 6-cylinder, year of make 1985, because it is easy to reach under the bonnet. In our 107 it is behind the glove box and rather hard to get by, so please see picture on the left hand side. Easy to reach, close to the fuse box. In another video we have bridged the relay. The video link to this video is below. Let us start right after the introduction. As mentioned earlier on, here we are, easy to reach. This rectangular black box right here, you just pull it off its socket. This one here is being designed for a 6-cylinder model, a M110 engine. Part number is clearly visible right here. There are several for manual transmission, for example, for thrust cutoff, for catalysts or without, and so on. Well, they are prone to malfunctioning. How to check that is our topic today. Once you have unplugged it, turn it around. The appropriate numbers are being molded to each pin for a schematic in the manual. Please see enlarged picture on the left. Also the socket got the corresponding numbers written on it. You can't go wrong. For the first test I will not need the relay, I put it aside. We check the socket unit and the connecting wires with it. You need a generic multimeter. Ignition is off. Right now let us check voltage. Minus of the meter is connected to mass. Plus is being connected to socket number 30. Ignition is being switched off. Your display should now show 12 volts. Well, 12.9 is just fine. Check if your battery has over 60% of its power, otherwise you get odd results. So first test is done, seems to be alright. Let's have a beer. Second test. Put key on position 1. Here again minus of multimeter connected to mass, but this time connect plus to socket number 15, and here you go, 12 volts. This is just fine. If you do not reach a 12 volts, check your cables to the ignition. Might be damaged, causing a short or some interference. Third test, ignition off. I now need both pins of the multimeter in the socket. Plus goes to socket 30 and minus is being connected to socket 31. Your display must show some 12 volts again. You see, the power of the battery is slightly decreasing. If you do not have some 12 volts, check the mass cable. Next check, we connect plus to pin 87 of the relay. These clips are quite useful because they are thin. And I can reconnect the relay into the socket with that red clip being squeezed in between without causing a short out between the wrong pins. Minus of the multimeter is connected to mass. I start the engine and hope to see 12 volts on the display. Here we go, 12 volts and a little above that. If engine does not start with this last test, change relay, change it also if display does not show a 12 volt. Or take it out, open it up, look for damaged components. Malfunction could be caused by faulty components or broken solder joints, therefore interrupted circuitry, also resistors, capacitors, relay coils. We open it up and do an inspection. Open it carefully, use a small screwdriver and pry it open on the long side of the housing. Pull out the circuit board carefully. I have changed that very capacitor earlier on. Circuitry is interrupted if a solder point is broken. Use a magnifying glass and check them. Take your time. If found, it is an easy job to repair them. Don't burn your fingers. If it still does not work after all these tests, changing capacitors, resoldering pewter joints, there is no way around it. Buy a new one. Now, plug and pray. Alright, we have been checking this component with these 4 steps. In most cases, if your fuel flow is odd, it is the fault of this small black box. The engineers at Benz played a dirty trick on us 107 drivers. They were hiding this component behind the glove box. A real hassle to get there. Well, I hope you liked it. Was a pleasure seeing you around here. Hope to see you again with another episode. Bye bye everyone.